when I sat down, I actually had Caitlin Clark's mum sit directly next to me. And her whole family was there. Her dad was there, her brother was there. It was a whole bunch of other people, relatives, it looked like. So maybe like auntie and uncle, I'm not sure, family, friends. But they definitely came to watch her play, and the expectation, I'm sure, was that she was playing.
Something happened at a recent Indiana Fever game that the cameras quietly caught, and once people noticed it, it spread across the internet like wildfire. Joe, the trainer, walked over to the family section during the game, not to a reporter, not to a front office executive, to the family section. And sitting right there, eyes locked on that court, was Caitlin Clark's family, her mom, her dad.
He came over to Caitlin Clark's mum, and he actually came over and was like, hey, and her mum said to him, how's she going? And he said, yeah. And then obviously they tried to speak discreetly next to me, but it was something along the lines of, she pulled up, saw this today, and we tried to see if she was all right, but we just made a decision to sit her out.
The people who drove her to gyms before the sun ever came up, the people who watched her go from a little girl with a basketball in a driveway in Des Moines, Iowa, to the most talked about athlete in women's sports, they made the trip. They showed up to support her, and what they sat there and watched with their own eyes, was their daughter on the bench.
Here we go again. Kelly Crosskoff, Amber Cox move right here. Doing a last-minute update. Caitlin Clark is not playing tonight. And I got to count my blessings that I was able to watch Caitlin Clark. I was able to get signatures, the whole everything with her. I got the Caitlin Clark experience twice this year. I feel bad for the fans that travel so far to go see her play, and they won't be able to see her tonight. And they pull the carpet underneath all those fans. This is wrong, guys. This is wrong. They should have had this update a day before or two.
Now, before we go any further, you have to understand something fundamental about who Caitlin Clark is as a competitor. She is not built to sit. She has never been built to sit. This is a player who logged 40-plus minutes in college basketball. Like it was completely normal that a player who, under head coach Christy Sides in her rookie season, played almost every meaningful minute on the floor.
This is Caitlin. She is not going to be benched if she's not injured, or she's not going to do any damage to herself. She is a true competitor to her core. Seriously, this is Caitlin not playing. This is her wishing she was on the floor. This is her going, God, get me out there. She said recently, being on the bench, yes, she wants to be one of the best teammates she can in terms of being supportive, but God knows she does not want to be benched. She wants to be playing ball. She loves it more than anybody.
Basketball is not something she just does for a living. IT is wired into her. IT is the thing she was made for. And when you watch her on that bench, fully dressed, fully ready, feet bouncing, eyes tracking every single play, you can see it. You can see that she wants to be out there. The competitive instinct does not shut off just because a coach makes a substitution. It burns hotter, and her family watching from the stands, watching Joe walk over, they saw exactly what the cameras saw. Their daughter was ready to play, and she was not playing.
She needs to let the Indiana Fever know, I will walk. I will walk. Y'all get y'all stuff together. Stop putting your damn hands on me. Stop touching me. Stephanie White, get the hell out of my way on offense, or else I can take my talents elsewhere. I can go elsewhere. I can sell tickets out elsewhere. My fans already are starting to show up less and less because they don't trust y'all dealing with me.
Christy Sides, the formula was simple and it worked. Caitlin Clark played. She averaged 35.4 minutes per game. In her rookie season, top 5 in the entire WNBA, she was the engine of the entire offense, the playmaker, the floor spacer, the reason the arena buzzed every single night. Christy Sides understood something. That should not have been complicated. When Caitlin Clark is on the floor, things happen. She scores. She dishes. She drags the defense out of the paint. She pulls the crowd right into the game with her Indiana Fever. We're an appointment viewing team because of its sellouts, road game sellouts, fans driving hours just To watch her play live, that was the standard fans grew accustomed to, and that was the standard they still expect. So when Stephanie White took the helm and started pulling Clark at key moments, sitting her down in stretches that fans could not fully explain, the response was not confusion, it was frustration, deep burning, growing frustration.
Just following up on Caitlin from earlier, she didn't practice yesterday. Why was she not listed on the injury report, or why wasn't the injury report updated like earlier today if she woke up with soreness in her back?
Well, not everybody that doesn't practice or gets a pro day is on the injury report, so that happens all the time. And she wasn't listed on the injury report earlier because we expected her to play.
And is she injured? I guess is a fair question. Is she injured, or is it something other than an injury?
Her back is sore, so if there's anything more detailed than that, that's the training staff.
Do you think the Fever could get fined for not listing her as on the injury report?
No.
Thank you.
Now,
To be fair, Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever organization have not been silent about this. The official position is load management, player protection, keeping Clark healthy after the nightmare that was the 2025 season. 3 separate injuries, 13 games played, a season that ended in early September before it ever truly began. And on paper, you understand the logic. Nobody wants a repeat of that. Not the coaches, not the front office, not the fans, and certainly not Caitlin Clark herself. But here is where that reasoning starts to fall apart when you actually watch the games. Basketball players, point guards especially, need rhythm. They need extended time on the floor to read defenses, build chemistry, find their pace, and settle into the flow of the game. You cannot keep yanking a player every time she starts to find that rhythm and then expect her to come back in 5 minutes later playing at peak level. It does not work that way. Momentum is real, rhythm is real, and when Clark is being rotated in and out in choppy, unpredictable, neither she nor the rest of the Fever offense ever fully settles, and the results have shown.
The Indiana Fever took on the Portland Fire, and there were about 35 people in attendance. Damn! Fans, if any fans were outside ready to show up, they turned their car around. If somebody was in the parking garage getting ready to pay the parking attendant, as they're handing over the cash, they're looking at their phone. Oh, Caitlin Clark's not playing. I'll take my cash back. Yeah, I'm not coming. Damn.
The numbers are beginning to tell a story that nobody in the Fever organization wants to have to answer for publicly. Indiana has dropped to 5th in home attendance in the WNBA in 2026, 5th for a franchise whose arrival of Caitlin Clark in 2024 triggered one of the biggest attendance explosions the league had ever witnessed. When she is out there playing, fully engaged, running the offense, the building is packed, standing room only. And right now, the Indiana Fever cannot give their fan base that certainty. There was even a game season where Clark was removed from the starting lineup less than 2 hours before tip-off, meaning fans who had already traveled to that arena had their entire night flipped without warning. That is not a fan experience. That is a lottery ticket.
As I was doing my reaction to the game, we witnessed in real time me seeing the attendance dropping to 14,500. And me going, that's the lowest attended game in the history of Caitlin Clark's arrival. That's nearly 3,000 empty seats. Fans are paying attention. Fans are unhappy. Look, Indiana Fever front office, leadership, Herb Simon, Pacers organization.
The impact goes well beyond the box score on any given night. This is the part of the story that does not always get discussed loudly enough. When Caitlin Clark is on the floor for extended stretches, every single Fever player benefits. Defenses cannot sag into the paint when she is out there. They cannot let their guards slip even for a second off the ball. The reads become harder. Stephanie White has spoken openly about adjusting Clark's role and trying to play her in different ways, but you cannot adjust your way around the fact that she needs consistent minutes to do what she does. You just cannot.
You know the love was X-rated, that's how we made it. Drinking a balance of patience, watch how you take it. Can't keep no bitches, it's too dangerous. Up here, that's raining. Took everything up for the taking. I couldn't save it. See red and blues, I hit the pavement. Got low, got vacant. She needed angles, I need angels.
You only have to look at her face. That is the thing with Caitlin Clark. She has never been particularly good at hiding what she feels in competition. When she is on the floor doing what she was born to do, she is locked in completely, dialed in, but on that bench, watching the game carry on without her. That fire does not cool down. IT sits there, visible, right on the surface. There was already a moment earlier this season caught on camera and spread across social media. Within hours, where Clark gave Stephanie White a look on the sideline that said everything without saying a single word. You know the look? You have seen it before on athletes who want to be competing and are not getting that chance. Her family saw it, the crowd saw it, the cameras absolutely saw it, and the people watching at home saw it too. And they felt it because they are just as frustrated as she is. Here is the uncomfortable part of this conversation because we have to go there, while Caitlin Clark has been coming. In and out of games in Indiana, rival fans have been watching very closely. People in the Angel Reese camp, the Paige Buckers crowd, the people who've been waiting since 2024 for a moment to say that Clark is not as untouchable. As everyone claimed that other stars are stepping into the spotlight, that the empty seats in Indianapolis are proof that Caitlin Clark's moment is fading and that it is someone else's turn now. The Clark-Reese rival has never fully gone away, and every time Clark looks remotely vulnerable, that entire corner of the internet roars back to life. And right now they think they have something to point at.
Officially surpassed LeBron James, becoming the second best sales in jersey. And do you want to take a guess who number one is? Take a guess. Take a guess. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Steph Curry. Steph Curry. Steph Curry is number one. She has passed LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Victor Wembanyama. I'm not someone who is often left speechless. I'm really not. Anyone who knows me knows this about me. But I really think that we need to understand the magnitude of this moment. Like this.
But let us be very clear about what the actual data says, because the data does not support that narrative even a little bit, Caitlin. Clark sits second in jersey sales across all of basketball, not second in the WNBA, second across the entire sport, NBA and WNBA. Combined, the only person ahead of her is Stephen Curry, who has 4 championship rings and has been doing this for over a decade. Not LeBron James fans are not moving on from her. They are refusing to gamble on whether they will actually get to see her. When they show up, the moment that certainty comes back.